half against Loving could hurt the Horned Frogs.
That could. I was just about to say Clara Bradshaw is going to come in and be looked at playing some quality minutes here as a freshman. She may grow up pretty quick. She's seeing gradual time increases as the Big 12 season unfolds, but right now against Amani, one of the best premier post players in the conference, she'll have her work cut out for her.
Impale with the 2 free throws picks up her first points of the game. There's a whistle and a foul. So a little bit of a rough start to the second half by both teams. That's the 3rd foul called here in the early going.
Yeah, I'm not seeing a lot of up and down the court. It's slowed going into a half-court game more than a full-court transition type game.
Loose ball picked up by Texas.
There's the defense. Maybe the spark here on defensive end will create some offense for the Longhorns.
Look underneath, and there's Prince stepping into the passing lane to pick off the pass.
Right now, Chelsea Prince is building her a resume for player of the game. She has been everywhere.
A timeout call by Texas. Check that. Not quite sure what they called it.
I'm not either. It looks like, I think it was just a turnover.
It'll be Texas basketball. And there's a steal by Chelsea Prince up top.
Yeah, you can tell TCU still back in their 2-3 zone, being active. It looks like a little bit being lazy with the ball at the top on Brady Sanders' part. Made that steal look easy when, and most times you wouldn't see that from them.
Texas playing tough defense up top. 7 on the shot clock. Bradshaw has it slapped away from her as Impale stepped in, knocked it away. There's a substitution coming for Texas as Fazell checks back into the game, replacing Davenport. TCU will have 3 on the shot clock, and there's a steal.
And right away, as we talked about Brady's defense on the backside, she makes up for it by getting a steal here. If they can just convert these to points, it'll be for a positive.
Unable to convert the layup, but Texas came away with the rebound. Sanders from behind the arc for 3.
Yeah, on that shot, I think Brady Sanders wanted to show me that she's better than what she just played in the last 2 possessions. So,
first points of the game for Sanders. She has 3. 30-second timeout call by TCU. Okay.
When you purchase a 6-inch sub. Now fans can claim feature have been looking at the prize, but the claim is heading in the correct direction. Make some noise to encourage him. If he is going in the wrong direction,
I see some of my old players. They're here to see Jay Lee. I coach Jay Lee, so about 7 of our players up there.
I'm already busy. Next one goes in the play.
TCU hasn't. Okay.
Yep.
McLean Sonic. Oh, Burton. Let's give McLean a round of applause and congratulations, McLean just made the remaining 8. So, McLean winner. Just got the Buffalo Rolls. Purchase a 6-inch and get a 12-inch free.
TCU leading 30-23 with 17:05 left. The Horned Frogs yet to score here in the second half as they've been held scoreless for the first 2:55 of the half. But Jeff Mitty's got a very good record when his team leads at halftime. You see it there, 2:43 and 37 when the Frogs come out of halftime with the lead.
Yeah, you're right. And against OSU the other night, they started off offensively very slow. Now they're starting with a quicker offensive front where they're scoring some points, getting on the boards. You're going to see that. Hopefully that leads to that closing of the game and ending up with a win.
Texas has played with a lot more energy here in the second half so far.
Yeah, in the Big 12, the tale of two halves is always something you have to be afraid of, because at any time with the depth that both these teams have, you can have that momentum shift can happen at any time.
TCU with the basketball, looking for their first points of the half. Medley on the drive, got it off the glass, but too strong. Rebound to the Longhorns as they look inside. Good ball movement by Texas. Sanders thought she had the shot, then pulled it back down. Block inside, but right there with the follow is McGee Stafford, and she's fouled. She'll have an opportunity for a three-point play.
Well, it's a good job of a pass when NECA was pushing up the defense in the backside. She got behind the back defense, and then on the rebound, you saw the net. Monty McGee got the rebound, went up, got the foul, so she's be able to maybe put this into a three-point play. But Texas doing a much better job of getting behind the zone of that defense.
Just under a 63% free throw shooter. She makes the first. TCU with a substitution. Bradshaw back on the bench. Latricia Lovings came back into the game with 3 fouls. They look inside to Lovings.
Good patience on Latricia, seeing what the defense has given her.
Under 10 on the shot clock. Ventress has it slapped away. She's just able to get her hand out as the ball is blocked by Stafford out of bounds. There'll be 6 on the shot clock as the Horned Frogs inbound underneath their own basket. Lovings forced to throw it towards the hoop, came up short. TCU still has not scored here in the second half. Sanders thought about 3, Lovings right on top of her.
And the lull you're seeing in TCU's offensive power right now is the same thing that Texas experienced against West Virginia on the road the other night, where they went at least 6 minutes without scoring a bucket. So I'm sure both teams had felt that.
Timeout call by Texas as that ball was close to being tied up on the end line. Texas calls the timeout. They trail by 4. 15:38 left. We're back after this timeout.
Wow. And just that quick.
And now welcome your TCU Showgirls.
This game can change on a dime.
Are they not playing with the same intensity?
No, and their defense are just not moving like they were in the first half. Something I was going to say before I heard the.
Okay.
Now they're playing Oklahoma State quick after a.
After playing them Wednesday.
Yeah. I'd like to see this stat thing.
Let's hear it for the TCU Showgirls.
Texas has fought their way right back into this one. They now trail by 4 against TCU. Fans, you can catch your women's basketball team back in action on Wednesday, January the 29th, when they host the Oklahoma State Cowgirls. Tip-off is set for 7 p.m. and tickets are still available. Visit gofrogs.com for more information and to purchase your tickets today. TCU losing to Oklahoma State last Wednesday up in Stillwater, so two teams playing 2 games in a week against one another.
Yeah, it's a quick turnaround, but then again, you just played them, you know what to expect. Pull out the old scout sheet and get back after it.
There are no easy games in the Big 12 on the women's basketball side of things, that's for sure.
No, there isn't, and the Big 12 is one of the premier basketball leagues for women's basketball, and they prove it day in, day out. Every game is a hard game, whether it's at home or on the road.
Texas really winning the rebounding battle here in the second half. There's a whistle and a foul. Inapale grabbed the rebound and then was fouled by Jada Butts, her fourth team foul here in the second half, charged to TCU, and it would send Inapale back to the line.
Yeah, I'm getting the feel, the energy and the momentum shift to Texas right now. I don't see that force of energy on the TCU's defensive side of the ball. It's one thing that I'm sure that Jeff Mittie was talking about to his team in that last time out.
Inapale missed the first. She has one more coming. 2 for 4 for Inapale from the line.
We talked about key moments. We'll see it, as we mentioned, Zayna being one of the leaders of this team, to try to get them back into an offensive flow here, getting the ball to the right person at the right time to see if they can get something in the scoring category.
Texas really pushing the defense here in the second half. TCU has not had a bucket or even a point thus far.
Well,
over 5 minutes.
Yeah, even
gone.
that shot by Zayna had a hand in the face. So again, I think Texas is taking it to heart, and they're going to make sure that anytime TCU does have a good look at the bucket, they're going to have a defender in front of them.
Medley being pressured up top by Rodrigo. Can't find any room. Good switch by Texas. Medley fires a 3. She had a little bit of space, but the rebound came right down to Stafford.
See if they try to overload here at all, or
good ball movement by Texas. They try to find the open look.
Like them being patient on offense. I think there's 6 seconds left on the shot clock.
Sanders for 3. No good. There's going to be a foul called against Chelsea Prince of the Horned Frogs. TCU not getting in position for the rebounds here in the second half. In the first half, they seemed to be in the right place every time the ball went to the basket. Not so here in the second half.
You're absolutely right, Chuck. You can see it on that one, too. Chelsea Prince just reacting late to the ball and going over the back for a foul.
And Prince is going to be called for a foul as she tried to get around the screen set by McGee Stafford, and the hometown crowd didn't like it. Jeff Mittie doesn't like it either.
No, and at that point, Chelsea was trying to go over the screen and just got her hips into the offensive player. Didn't look that bad off that replay, but I guess the officials saw it a different way.
The Texas basketball and a new shot clock. Sanders thought about pulling the trigger for 3. Instead puts it on the floor and drives to the basket. Ventress able to grab the rebound for the Horned Frogs. Asia Hamilton in the game now for TCU.
Texas trying to be methodical in their offense right now. And now trying to get some offensive shots going to the right people, just not getting a good look. Again, TCU had a good job on defense on that end.
McGee Stafford checks out, Lang checks in. McGee Stafford having a good second half so far. Texas trying to get in a late substitution, can't do it. They'll have to wait till the next time out. Medley with an open look for 3, came up short, and the rebound pulled down by Inapale.
That was a great rebound by Nneka. She had inside position on Veja Hamilton, which led to a transition shot for the baseline Baseline corner shot for Brady Sanders.
Sanders now with 6. The Horned Frogs with a 1-point advantage. Still no baskets or points for the Horned Frogs. 7 minutes gone in the second half, and TCU has not gotten a point.
Officials being, at least they're consistent on those 2 plays. Got another foul coming off the ball screen. The players trying to figure out what can and cannot they can't do.
Medley all the way to the glass, can't finish, and Texas pulls down the rebound. An opportunity for the Longhorns to grab their first lead since all the way back in the first half. And there's a travel going to be called. There's a whistle, and the officials confer, and they will call the travel before the foul. So it'll be TCU basketball.
Yeah, the official at that point saw a travel plus a deflection, and she kind of got confused on there. But obviously, the last call was a travel call and turnover.
You can see her taking multiple steps before the foul occurred. So it'll be TCU basketball. Frogs still looking for their first points of the second half. It's incredible to say after the first half that the Horned Frogs played.
You're absolutely right, and to be able to keep that stamina for both halves, I figured that might be something that might hurt them in the second half.
Lovings working her way inside, draws the foul on Kelsey Lang. That's her first.
Latricia Lovings did a great job of working on the block, staying low, and getting the defender on her back. So at that point, all she had to do was do a fake and turn baseline and look for the shot. You'll see it here. It fake to the inside, go back up. Defender's too tight. Kelsey Lang too tight on the offensive player.
Lovings, just over 51% free throw shooter, misses the first. It's like a lid on the basket for the Horned Frogs here in this half.
I'm sure Jeff Mitty's he's thinking over there, saying, "What kind of offense can I run right now that'll open up that basket for us?"
Lovings doesn't get the roll, and Texas grabs the rebound. Longhorns looking for the lead. They led early in this game, but TCU in the first half able to get out to a 12-point advantage. Texas has methodically worked their way back in the contest here in the second half. 9 on the shot clock. Three-pointer in and out, no good. Rebound pulled down by Natalie Ventris.
And that may be due in part to strategy there, trying to run offense to where the defense has to spend a lot of energy through that whole play.
Rebound off the miss by Ventris to Veja Hamilton.
Yeah, and right now you have Veja Hamilton, who typically plays the 3 spot, handling the point guard spot, trying to get some different mismatches going and isolate some players.
Ventris inside off the baseline, connects. Which TCU breaks the string as they finally pick up points here in the second half.
Great ISO play on the block for Natalie Ventris, who was able to use her pivot foot, get around the defender.
A steal by the Horned Frogs, and then they lose it out of bounds as Ventris stepped in, deflected it away. Hamilton tried to grab it, but it went out of bounds. Timeout on the floor. 11:06 remaining in the ballgame. TCU leading Texas 32-29. We're back after this. Okay.
It's not going to be It really is.
Is Sandor still playing in the WNBA?
What? No.
I didn't think so. She's out now.
Second half layup comes at 11:22. So what is that? 20? That would be 8 minutes. 8 minutes and 40 seconds or something.
22 and 55, so 33, 33,
So
somewhere, if that's what you said.
So 8 minutes and 33 seconds.
TCU leading Texas by 3. Some of the youngsters enjoying themselves during that last timeout. For the Horned Frogs, Patricia Lovings has been outstanding in her entire time here as a Horned Frog. Ranks 4th nationally with 3.6 blocks per game, 3rd nationally in blocks per game over the stretch of 2012 and 13. She's 2nd in TCU history with 262 blocks behind Sandora Irvin, who was everything while she was here.
Yeah, that's not bad company when you follow in the footsteps behind a Sandora Irvin. You know, Latricia Lovings had one of her career highs against Stephen F. Austin earlier in the year with 10. So she's on track to have another great year.
Texas with the basketball, trailing by 3. TCU with pressure on the baseline. Long-range jumper off the mark by McGee Stafford. She was a long way away to be attempting that shot, and TCU have possession of the basketball after it went out of bounds.
Well, the one thing I did like is that she saw the open shot and she didn't hesitate. She took it. It was a nice shot, just rimmed out. Probably not one of the shots she typically takes, but nonetheless, I like the shot selection.
Frogs went over 11 or over 8 minutes in this half without a point. Finally able to get one there last possession.
Yeah, they had that drought against OSU in the first half, and it seems like it just seesawed to the second half against this game.
Ball deflected off of Texas, but there's going to be a foul called on Phasia Hamilton as she reached over the shoulder of the Texas player to knock it out of bounds, and that's what the officials telling Jeff Mitty on the sideline.
Yeah, the efforts there just a little late, and I think Phasia Hamilton came in late on that and did the foul. But
7th foul on TCU as a team, so it'll end up in shots for Texas. Going to the line, Breanna Taylor, who's a tick under 70% free throw shooter, makes the first.
Yeah, Breanna Taylor's out of the Houston Decaney High School, played for Stacy Stroman. She has a lot of upside to her that I think is going to do well for this Texas Longhorn team. She's the future in that guard spot, and I think she's going to do a great job for them.
First point of the game for Taylor, and she converts the second shot as well. She now has 2 for 2 from the line. There's a whistle. And a foul going to be called against Texas's Christy Henderson, her 3rd. So she'll take a seat on the bench.
Yeah, Rodrigo comes back in for her, which is, Rodrigo did a great job. She played every game last year for them, brings that experience to the court, and I think there's a good substitution there to give Crystal a break.
Medley checks back into the game for TCU, along with Jada Butts. Medley, nice bounce pass inside Latricia Lovings, and she's going to draw the foul inside. Nice move by Lovings. Imani McGee Stafford will be called for her 2nd foul. In the first half, the Frogs were able to get the ball inside and cause some problems for McGee Stafford, but TCU's been unable to do that much here in the second half. Lovings will go to the free throw line.
Well, one of the things that I see they're hurting right now on is their outside shooting. We talked about how Zayna Medley was a lot of offensive power for this TCU Horned Frogs, and right now she's 0 for 10. You'll see her try to take the drive here, dish to Latricia Lovings, who goes up to get that foul, but what they're seeing is a lot of dump-offs. We're seeing a lot of inside scoring and not a balanced attack.
Lovings will have another one coming, 0 for 3 from the line so far. for Latricia, make it 0 for 4. There's a whistle. A lane violation is going to be called against Texas as McGee Stafford stepped into the lane early. So Lovings will have another opportunity from the charity stripe. Misses that one. Texas trailing by a point, looking for their first lead. You have to go all the way back to the early part of this game. Texas had a 3-point lead in the first 10 seconds of the game. And there's a layup underneath by Fazell. That gives Texas their first lead since way back at the start of the ball game.
Monty McGee Stafford did a great job seeing the backdoor cut by Chastity Fazell and hitting her with that layup. Great look.
Medley puts it on the floor, drives all the way to the basket, then has to give it up as she's double teamed underneath. Butts as it's stripped, loose ball on the floor. Texas recovers. Fazell tied up and able to get rid of it. The crowd wanted to travel as Fazell started to get up off the floor. No call by the officials.
I think the ref said it hit the knee before getting up.
Inside it goes. McGee Stafford has it blocked from behind, and Lovings has the rebound for TCU. There's a running one-hander by Zayna Medley. The lead by Texas, short-lived. It was their first since way back in the first half.
Short-lived is right, almost 30 seconds, and then TCU comes right back down. Zayna Medley's first points of the game. Puts her on the free throw, hoping this can be the first points of the game for her.
Medley will have an opportunity for the three-point play. Texas sends Brady Sanders back into the ball game, taking the seat on the bench, Brianna Taylor. Medley, very good from the line, connects. Medley shooting over 80% from the free throw line for the year. TCU back to a 2-point lead. Sanders thought about pulling the trigger on 3. Jones went up, thought she was going to make a pass. The defender for the Horned Frogs was right there, and Jones came back down to the ground with the basketball. As called for the up and down.
Caught her off looking somewhere else, wanted to shoot. Good defense on the Horned Frogs. You know, Nakia Jones didn't play a whole lot early on due to some injuries, but you'll see her start to play. Her minutes have gone up in the last couple of games.
Whistle and a foul called against Texas. It'll be called on Salina Rodrigo. Rodrigo called for her first. She'll check out of the ball game as Henderson checks back in. Medley connects on the first. Zayna 2 for 2 from the free throw line so far today.
Giving Latricia Lovings a break. Claire Bradshaw will be coming into the game. Hopefully she can step in and get some boards.
Medley missed the second. Texas with the rebound. Both teams in the bonus now. Bradshaw's only logged 6 minutes so far in this game before checking back in. Nice steal by Danielle Bro, stepped into the passing lane, and then she's able to finish on the other end.
Maybe that's exactly what TCU needs now to get the momentum shift, get the crowd into the game. Offensively, Texas took a little break at passing there. Not as hard, crisp passes. TCU able to get in the seams, get some steals.
Danielle Bro again stepped into the passing lane, deflected it. It went off of the Texas player, out of bounds, so it'll be a turnover for TCU. They'll regain possession of the basketball here.
You know, we talked about that early on, about the hustle stats for this TCU ball club and what they had to do to be able to to come out on the winning side of this game. And they did that early on, kind of had a lull, and now we're starting to see it again.
Medley thought about stepping back for three, had to give it up. Inside look for Bradshaw. Clara got rid of it a little too quickly. She should have gone with a ball fake.
Well, and the two